Um, After Barton's factory closed, there was a sharp increase in the number of claims filed for job-related injury compensation by the factory's former employees. Hence, there is reason to believe that most of those who filed for compensation after the factory closed were just out to gain benefits they did not deserve and filed only to help them weather their job loss.
All right, so what is our conclusion?
Hence there is reasonably.
Yeah, so these people are just trying to gain benefits that they didn't deserve, and they just want to because they lost their job. And our support for that is because after the factory closed, there was a sharp increase in the number of claims filed for job-related injury compensation. So after the factory closed, all these people said, hey, I had a job-related injury and I want to collect my benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to weaken this, what would you predict would weaken this idea that it's not just because people wanted benefits that they didn't deserve?
The people really did get hurt on the job?
Yeah, maybe why maybe could the factory have closed?
Because it wasn't very safe.
Yeah, maybe maybe they had a big blow up accident and that's why the factory closed. I don't know. All right, so how we want to go through and approach our accept though is if it weakens it, we want to cross it off. So, and one thing about accept questions is even if it is a mild answer choice but weakens it a little bit, we can cross it off on the accept questions, because if it weakens it at all, it's going to not be the right answer, right? Our correct answer is either going to do nothing or strengthen it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and start with A.
Okay. Workers cannot file for compensation for many job-related injuries, such as hearing loss from factory noise, until they have left the job. I feel like that would
that weaken this idea that they're just doing it to get benefits they don't deserve?
No, I feel like that would strengthen it because they can't file for compensation until they've left the job. So there's gonna be a bunch of people with hearing loss or something.
Right. Well, that's why it would weaken it. It's like people aren't just scamming the system.
Yeah, right.
People are now filing because they have hearing loss or from the factory noise. Yeah.
So it would strengthen it.
No, it would weaken the idea that people are just filing to take advantage of them.
Oh yeah. Okay. Shoot. Okay.
But it would strengthen the yeah. It would
Okay, so I want something that's going to show that they are scamming the system and doing stuff.
Well, we want something that does nothing.
Or does nothing. Yeah.
So okay. That's the tricky part about acceptance. Okay.
Sorry, I have to turn my brain.
So that's where if it does weaken it, we just want to cross it off.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go on to B.
That is a good answer though. In the years before the factory closed, the factory's managers dismissed several employees who had filed injury claims. I feel like no.
Would that weaken it?
I feel like it would do nothing.
Okay, let's leave this one open. Let's go on to C.
Most workers who receive an injury on the job file for compensation on the day they suffer the injury. Then it wouldn't show that there was an increase in.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, so let's leave C too. Let's go on to C.
Workers who incur partial disabilities due to injuries on the job do not file for compensation because they would have to stop working to receive compensation, but cannot afford to live on that compensation alone. Shoot, this is tricky. So I need to find something that.
Does this weaken this?
No. No.
Well, isn't this saying that people who have disabilities due to injuries don't actually file them because they can't afford to live off of their
Yeah, so they're working on the job.
Yeah, so then like maybe once they got fired, they filed their claim for a legit
Yeah.
injury. They just waited to do it because they would have rather have gotten their salary than get
Yeah.
compensation. So that's why D weakens it.
Okay.
All right, what about E?
Workers who are aware that they will soon be laid off from a job become depressed, making them more prone to job-related injuries. No.
But okay, so if people know they're going to be laid off, which is going to happen, right? And they
Yeah.
are more prone to job-related injuries, could that explain why there was an increase in the number of claims?
That could, yeah.
So wouldn't that weaken the idea that people are just trying to take advantage?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why E is wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to go back to B and C. Which one more likely weakens the idea that people are just taking advantage of the system?
Which one? Can you repeat that? Which one?
Which one weakens our conclusion more between B and C?
C?
You think C? So
No, B.
B weakens it?
Hence
Yeah.
there.
Okay, why? You're right. Why?
Um, because if they dismissed several employees who had filed the injury claims in the beginning, if they were going back to refile them, they really are out to gain benefits they didn't deserve, if that makes sense.
No, so B is wrong because like maybe people were afraid to file claims because
That's what I meant, because they weren't getting heard the first time, so they
no, I think
refiled
it's like
them.
other people did it and got fired. So then I'm like, if I saw you get hurt and get fired,
Yeah,
and then I get hurt, I'm gonna be afraid to file the claim because I don't want to get fired.
yeah,
And
okay,
so I'm gonna wait. But once the job, like I lose my job, I'm
yeah,
going to file my injury claim that's legit.
yeah,
But I was afraid to do it previously.
yeah,
And so that's why B is wrong. Because so those four all weaken it. And so the one that doesn't do anything is C, because it's like, well, if most
yeah,
people file the day that they suffer, that's like completely like opposite of, or that actually supports this idea that people are just taking advantage, because it's like, well, why are all these people doing it if most people file the day of?
mm-hmm.
So do you see where that I feel like that was a little bit tricky.